Hey there, YouTube. I'm back with another battle, and this one was pretty fun with my friend Campster, I think his name was. But there was a lot of hacks in this battle. So, without further ado, let's get the battle on. So, the battle begins. And yeah, I know my camera is terrible, blah blah blah. Anyway, so he goes out for the Dawn Fair. He goes for his Dawn Fair. And I go into my Frost Glass. And right here, I knew that he would switch out, but I didn't know what he would switch out into. Thought he'd switch into something else. So I go for Icy Wind by accident, when I should have gone for Spikes. So, but Icy Wind doesn't do much, but it slows him down, but that doesn't matter. So, the Spikes go. If I had gone for Spikes at first instead of the Icy Wind, I would have won this battle much easier. So he goes into Moltres, and I know I actually make a good decision this time. So my spikes go out because he switched out so I switch out from Maiden. And I go into Heatran to take his flamethrower. And at this point, I get very sad because of all the hacks that happen. He gets like 3 flinches on me. I don't need to set up my Stealth Rocks, but they don't do much. I set up my Stealth Rocks, and he hits me with Air Slash. And after the Air Slash, I flinch. I flinch one more time after this, and I get to set up and then I get to hit him with a Fire Blast. So there's that. Yeah. So I get to hit him with a Fire Blast, but it doesn't really matter anymore because I'm done. The Fire Blast hits, and he doesn't die, but leaves him at low health. But if I hadn't gotten in that Fire Blast, I would have lost, and you'll see that later. So he hits me with another Air Slash, and I flinch again. So Heatran's done. He gets me another Air Slash, and that seals the deal. Heatran's done. So I send in my Porygon 2 DLC, and he traces pressure. So he switches out and goes into his Magmortar. Not Magmortar, Donphan. And I was gonna go for a Charge Beam. And I forgot he had Donphan, so Charge Beam doesn't do anything. So he heals up, and at this point I realized if I had set up Spikes that time instead of going for an Icy Wind on Donphan wouldn't have killed my Porygon 2. So I hit it with Ice Beam, and that doesn't kill it. It gets it down to like a tiny amount of health, and he goes for a Rapid Spin and gets rid of my Spikes and stuff. My Spikes and Stealth Rock. So my Heatran's done, so I can't set any more Spikes up, and I'm sad. So I heal with leftovers, and he heals with his leftovers. And then he switches out, and I probably should have gone with the Charge Beam or Thunder Wave. So he goes in Magmortar, and Magmortar takes my Ice Beam. But it does do some decent damage, this Ice Beam. I'm pretty happy about that part. So it doesn't do horrible damage, but it doesn't do the best. So his Focus Blast misses, and I'm lucky about that. I go for another Ice Beam because I'm bored. And I bet if I had went for the Charge Beam, it would have probably killed off his Magmortar, or done better damage. So he hits me with that, and he's lucky here. He gets a critical hit in. It takes out my Porygon 2 completely. So he gets in the critical hit, and it kills off my Porygon 2. I'm sad about that part too. If I had made better decisions in my attacks, I probably would have won this without being very sad. And here, I should have set up my Nasty Plot. So I go into Azoth, and this Azoth runs Nasty Plot. If I had set up a Nasty Plot, it would have killed his Tyranitar, and I'd be happy. So So I go for a Psychic by accident instead of Nasty Plot. I had a feeling I should have gone for Nasty Plot. So Sandstorm rages and hits my ass off. So then I go for a Hidden Power Fighting. And as you'll see, a Nasty Plot boosted would have killed his Tyranitar. But it doesn't, so it doesn't. I didn't, so it doesn't. It leaves him a tiny amount of health. So he goes for a Crunch, and that takes out Azo, obviously. So, bye-bye, Azo. So I go into my Swampert, and he withdraws again. And goes into Meganium. And I probably should have gone for an Ice Punch. That would have taken out his Meganium. But I go for the Waterfall instead. And again, here I had another feeling I should have gone for Ice Punch instead of Waterfall. So it doesn't do the worst damage, and he takes damage from Sandstorm. So I guess it's not that bad. So I switch out from Swampert because I know he can't take a grass type move. I go into my Togekiss, he eats that Petal Dance for breakfast, as you can see. Watch. So that Petal Dance does nothing. So I take a little bit of Sandstorm damage, so does he. And I go for Extreme Speed, because I feel like it might kill. Well, but I probably should have gone for the Aerial instead. But if I had gone for Aerial, it might not kill, because I had a feeling he would switch out again. So he goes for that. And Aerial would have probably killed him. Anything he sent out. Now that I think back. It would have killed anything he sent out. So we both take the Sandstorm damage, and I thought, yes, the Sandstorm's going to kill him. But it doesn't. So he gets confused from Petal Dance, and he calls back his Meganium and goes into his Tyranitar. And I feel like, oh, maybe I can revenge kill this thing with Extreme Speed. But Extreme Speed missed terribly because of Hustle. So I take the Sandstorm damage. I go for another Extreme Speed because I know it's going to hit this time. I'm just pressing my luck. So now his Tyranitar's dead. So that's done. His Tyranitar's done. And then so I go for another Extreme Speed, and that takes out his Magmortar. So Magmortar is done, and Togekiss is past its use. It's past his usefulness. So now I didn't know what would happen if I did this. So I go for I press attack, and it makes me. Oh wait, no, that's next turn. So I go for one last Extreme Speed, knowing that it's either going to be Moltres or Togekiss. So Moltres hits. Moltres is dead. So now Togekiss is past its use, and I didn't know what would happen here. So he goes into Meganium. I didn't know what would happen, so I go for a attack, but it makes me struggle automatically. So I'm hit with my recoil, and Togekiss is dead along with Meganium. So he's dead. So I go into my Frost Blast again. So yeah, his Gyarados comes out, and I have a feeling, and I'm like, okay, if I had gone for a taunt here, I would have killed his Gyarados off and won the battle. We would have had to switch out to Donphan, which would have been killed with Icy Wind. So I go for a icy win by accident, or maybe not by accident. If I had gone for a taunt, he wouldn't have been able to set up. So I go for that, the icy win. And I figure by now taunting is useless, so I go for another shadow ball. And shadow ball does pretty nice damage. It doesn't kill it, but it does nice damage. And he goes for another dragon dance. So Sandstorm does its damage, and so it does its damage. So Frost Slash is dead. It gets hit with the waterfall, and that kills it. So Frost Slash is done. So yeah. But I know that I've won this match now. So I go to Swampert knowing that he can't do anything. He goes for an Ice Fang, and I know it's not going to kill me. Even after 2 boosts, it can't even do half damage. After 2 attack boosts. So I know I'm winning. I go for an Ice Punch, and that takes out Gyarados. And all he has left is Donphan. So Donphan comes out after I kill Gyarados. And I'm lucky because the Sandstorm doesn't hurt me. So he goes into Donphan. And we both know the match is over. Good game, man. Good game. Ice Punch kills Donphan, and the match is won. Now, on a side note, I know that if I had made better decisions in this battle, I would have won easily. If I had gone for spikes, if I had set up 3 spikes while Frost Slash was out, I would have been able to. His Tyranitar wouldn't have survived the hidden power fighting, or if I had set up Nasty Plot, and his Donphan wouldn't have survived the Ice Beam from my Porygon too. And Magmortar, I'm not sure about Magmortar. If I had gone for hidden power fighting, if I had gone for Nasty Plot when he switched out, then I could have swept the rest of his team no problem. And then after that, then I send out, if I had gone for Aerial on Togekiss, I could have taken out his team. I could have taken out Meganium, that would have done nice damage. His Moltres and his Magmortar were already down low, so I could have taken them out as well. So yeah, good game, man.